Got my body cam on. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How do you say your last name? Preciado? Preciado? Preciado. Okay, Christopher. I'm never good at that. Never. What's your middle name, Chris? You go by Chris or Christopher? But your middle name? Ray, R-A-Y?
Yes.
Okay. Date of birth is 97004. Phone number is 919-8220. It just says detective size. Is that your dad? Is that your dad?
Yes.
Okay, like I said, detective size was explaining about like why we're here, why we're taking truck, and he said he figured. So you know what this is all about too, right? You don't have any idea why we're taking the truck, why we're contacting you?
Does look like I already know why,
What video are you referencing?
the case I video, the one that they put on the news.
Like, the one with the pregnant girl? That was missing? Okay. Do you know anything about that?
It wasn't that. It was a truck. It was just some. They said they found a suspect.
Okay.
And then
But do you know anything about that call though? Okay.
Call?
Yeah, the
I
call.
didn't get a call.
No, for us, like a police call is what it,
I saw it on the news.
but do you know what it was a reference to? Okay.
No, I haven't really been keeping up with the news. They just caught it on the news.
Who else lives here besides you and your dad? Your mom?
Money, my dog.
You're just okay. No, hey, I believe man, dog, no family, 100%. Okay. Like I said, so we're gonna do some stuff here. You guys want to hold on?
Yeah, Ernie, at times more than 10 deputies could be seen inside the courtroom. On average, there's only about 2 or 3 inside on a regular day or docket day. Court officials telling me this is all because they've had some issues in the past with some family members, as well as such the strict rules inside the 290th was the reasoning behind the increase on that security. Now, as far as testimony today, a lot of it had to do with the crime scene. The first witness that was on the stand today was crime scene investigator who photographed and processed the scene. Photos from inside the car of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra were shown, which was hard for family members to see and too graphic for us to show. But there was blood all over the front and back seats of the car. The investigator said, though no fingerprints could be found, but one bullet was found in the back seat floorboard near Guerra. We also got a closer look at that baby car seat that was found on top of Soto. Now, Mitva Romanos has been in court this week in support of her son. Now, during the lunch break today, there was a hearing held on whether Ramon Preciado, Christopher's father, could be allowed to sit in during the trial, and the judge did grant that, so it'll be interesting moving forward to see if he does show up here in court. Now, testimony tomorrow is expected to pick back up around 10:30 a.m. Live at the Kidland Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
The prosecutors warned family members that all of those photos and evidence would be hard to see and emotional. As a matter of fact, she told some of them that they should consider leaving the room and just spare themselves the ordeal of having to see that evidence. Now, we're not going to share the worst of it. The photos of the bodies of the young couple that had been abandoned in their car days before. Suffice it to say, there were bullet holes and blood, there was a live bullet, there were spent shell casings. All of it was juxtaposed next to personal property, a car seat their baby Fabian would never occupy, a cell phone, some jewelry, slippers, a key fob, all simple everyday objects that testified about the lives that were left unfinished more than 2 years ago. Prosecutors say Christopher Preciado shot both of those victims in the head, then concealed their car to hide the evidence. Now, family members who filled 2 full rows of the courtroom maintained their composure for the most part, although a couple did leave when it just got simply too sad. And the prosecutor told the family that the first person on the stand today was going to be the SAPD evidence technician who took the photographs and recorded that very disturbing images from the day the bodies were found. Now, we saw some of that yesterday. It was very hard on the family members, so the prosecutor just warned them in advance that if they couldn't feel like they could keep their emotions in check. She didn't want any outbursts. She said, if you can't control yourselves, maybe you should think about leaving the room for the duration of this very hard evidence that's about to be presented. Now, by the time we got through all of that, there were a couple more sidebars. We don't know what they talked about. But in the end, at 11:30, the judge just sent everybody to an early lunch break. ECC knows, so far we've heard a lot about what evidence was found at the crime scene where the bodies of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra were discovered. But now prosecutors are advancing into how they came to develop Christopher Preciado as their key suspect. And it turns out it started with Samantha's phone. They looked and they found out she had been on a couple of nearby streets, Charlie Chan and Danny Kaye. And that's where the bodies were found. Now detectives they went to Google Maps and they found a similar truck, a similar house to the one seen on the surveillance video. And they say that's what helped them narrow down the suspects. So what did they do? They got a warrant and they rolled right up on that house.
There was research done on the house. It does show that the truck, we were able to find the registered owner as Ramon Preciado. And then looking up his information, we were able to obtain his Texas driver's license, the photo that's on that license, and then the information that's on that license as far as height and weight, matched very closely to the individual seen on the 5903 Danny Kaye video on the night that the vehicle was dropped off.